45,000 miles. That's it. 45,000 miles and the engine is out of the car. The owner never took it to a track, never hit a pothole hard enough to feel it, paid for every oil change. Did everything right. He just didn't know one thing, and that one thing cost him $18,000. One of them. I have a friend with 180,000 miles on his C5, original engine. No rebuild. That car pulls today exactly like the day it left the factory, and I have a former client who brought me his C7 at 55,000 miles with a dead engine. The difference between those two men wasn't luck, it wasn't money, it was information. These are the 10 mistakes that separate them, and at the end of this video I'm going to tell you the one thread that connects all of them, because once you understand it, you will never look at a used Corvette the same way again. Let's start with the most expensive one, and the most silent. Pay attention to this. GM built a system called Active Fuel Management, AFM, into the C7. The idea was to save fuel. Smart on paper. In practice, it became one of the most destructive features ever bolted onto a Corvette. GM faced multiple class action lawsuits over it, and they kept selling it for 6 years. Here's the mechanism, and this part matters. The AFM lifters are hydraulic. They collapse on command, deactivating cylinders when scores the camshaft. And on the C7, replacing the camshaft means pulling the entire engine out of the car. I had a client call me from a highway once. He said the car went from completely normal to full engine knock in 20 seconds. 20 seconds, eco mode, smooth road. Never run your C7 in eco mode. That is the only mode that activates AFM, whether you're driving a manual or an automatic. Keep the dial off eco. Full stop. Reduces the risk. The community consensus on Corvette forum is unanimous. If you're for that engine, and check your oil constantly. Low oil pressure accelerates AFM lifter failure. These lifters depend on clean, consistent pressure. If you're slightly low and AFM tries to engage, you're gambling a camshaft that costs thousands to replace. Now, the AFM at least eventually makes noise before it kills the engine. The next mistake makes no noise at all, zero symptoms, until the transmission is already dead. Production sports car in the world. It is also the source of the most expensive single repair most C8 owners will ever face if they miss one service item that GM buried in the technical documentation. Stalling at red lights, loss of gears, no restart situations. GM investigated, found their maintenance schedule. Quietly, no recall, no letter to owners. Here is the schedule. Write this down if you own a C8. DCT canister filter at 7,500 miles. Not 15,000, not 500 miles after that. All 11 quarts of DCT fluid replaced completely. And GM made it explicit. Failing to follow this schedule may void your warranty coverage. What does a replacement C8 DCT cost? Parts alone, 15 to 22,000, and other disturbed components, and you are looking at an $18 to $22,000 bill. On a car worth $65,000 used, the filter service runs about $530. The full fluid change, that math to $20,000. There is no version of this where skipping the service makes sense. If you bought a used C8 and aren't sure whether the previous owner did the 7,500 mile filter change, assume they didn't. Get it done now. Dealers found that a significant number of certified pre-owned C8s were sold without this service completed. In some cases, the selling dealer's own service department had skipped it. This next one looks obvious. Almost nobody catches it anyway. The wide body wheels on the C7 Grand Sport and Z06 had a documented cracking problem, serious enough to generate class action lawsuits and a GM reimbursement program. That window is gone. Every C7 buyer today is on their own. These wheels crack from impacts that wouldn't register on a normal car. A pothole, a railroad crossing, rough pavement, the combination of extreme width and low profile. Before you buy any used C7 wide body, get the car on a lift. Inspect all 4 wheels. For hairline cracks at the spokes near the barrel, run a straight edge across the wheel face. If the seller tells you the wheels are fine and the car vibrates at highway speed, believe the vibration, not the seller. OEM replacements run $800 to $1,500 per corner, all $4,000 to $6,000 in parts before labor. Every Corvette from the C5 LS1 through the C8 LT2 shares one requirement: correct spec. Inherit someone else's neglect. C5 and C6, 5W30 full synthetic, C7 LT1 and LT4, 0W30 full synthetic. Wrong oil in a C7 causes the AFM lifters to behave erratically. You already know where that leads. C8 LT2, same Dexos 1 Gen 2, 7,500 mile interval, at 15% remaining. Here's a pro tip for used car buyers. The first thing you do with any C7 or C8 with unknown history is drain the oil completely and inspect it. Dark oil tells you something. Metal particles in the oil tell you to walk away before spending another dollar on that car. Magnetic ride control shocks use a fluid containing iron particles. Apply electrical. Brilliant technology. It is also one of the most expensive suspension systems ever installed in a production in the dash. When MRC shocks fail, they don't just affect ride quality. They change braking response. $100 at a shop. But here is what most owners don't know. When you replace MRC shocks, the system requires software recalibration. Skip that step and the suspension is mechanically new but electronically still reacting as if the old shocks are installed. The car handles wrong, and you will never know why. Don't ignore the service suspension message in the DIC. Don't wait and see. Failed. I want you to hear this one directly. If you have a Corvette in the garage right now and you cannot remember the last time you flushed the coolant, this process may already have started. Coolant doesn't go bad overnight. It goes acidic slowly month by month with no visible warning sign. The combination creates an acidic sludge that attacks aluminum components, radiators, miles, track-driven cars annually. After any track session, let the car idle and cool completely before shutting the normal operation. C606 owners pay special attention. The LS7 produces enormous heat and is particularly linked to the valve guideware issues that generated their own class action lawsuit. A warped aluminum cylinder head costs $2,000 to $3,500 to repair. Stretched head bolts from thermal overload push you into a full rebuild. This one sounds obscure. It isn't. The harmonic balancer on C5 and C6 Corvettes uses a rubber-bonded design. Over 10. When it goes, you'll see the crank pulley wobbling, hear belt noise from the front of the engine, feel vibrations at idle, and eventually watch accessory belts wear through or fail entirely. The repair is not catastrophic. $150 to $300 in parts, 2 to 3 hours of labor. But the inspection before buying is critical. With the car running at idle, shine a flashlight at the crank pulley and watch it. Any wobble at all, factor the replacement into your offer. If the seller argues, when you do replace it, don't reinstall the original GM rubber-bonded design. Dorman, ATI and others make upgraded versions with better bonding and improved heat resistance. Put the original back in, and you're repeating this job in another decade. Manual transmission Corvettes with the Tremec TR6060 are tough units. They're also the neglect slowly. If your C7 manual has gotten progressively harder to shift into second gear from a stop, that is early synchro wear, it is caused directly by old degraded gear oil. $1,000. Differential fluid on C6 and C7 Corvettes every 30,000 miles under normal. Spirited driving and contaminated gear oil is abrasive, the fluid. Without it, the limited slip clutches chatter and wear prematurely. Nobody talks about this until it costs them money. Spirited session. There is a specific post-track routine that separates cars that last from cars that don't. Brake fluid first, track temperatures. We're talking 500 degrees Celsius inside the calipers. Degraded fluid boils. Boiling brake fluid becomes compressible gas. If you track your car even once a year, flush the brake fluid before every track. That to what happens when you lose your brakes at speed. Pull the dipstick the morning after a track day. Fresh synthetic is amber and flows cleanly. Overworked oil is dark and thicker. If you push the car hard, change the oil before the next session. Heat cycles degrade oil faster than mileage, and a track day is 30 to 40 minutes of sustained high RPM, high temperature operation that a normal change interval simply doesn't account for. Inspect the entire car after every session, look for fluid seeps, check the brake. Dust deposits, uneven deposits on one wheel versus another indicate a caliper problem. Look at the tire wear patterns, check the DIC for stored faults, a problem caught. At home costs $50 to fix. The same problem discovered when it fails at a track event costs $5,000. Every single problem I've talked about in this video can be detected, partially. Inspection at a Corvette specialist. Once the title transfers, a proper inspection on a used Corvette includes a full scan of all control modules. Not just the engine, pull transmission fault codes. On a C7, check for AFM-related. Experienced and didn't disclose. That scan takes 20 minutes. It can save you $15,000. Get the car on a lift and inspect the MRC shocks for leakage. Check the differential and transmission for seepage. Look at the harmonic balancer for wobble. Check the CV boots and half shafts for cracks. Have the coolant and brake fluid condition tested. On any C5, C6 or early C7, run a compression and leak down test, 30 minutes, and it tells you exactly what state those cylinders are in. Specialist. If the seller won't allow an independent inspection, walk away. No exceptions. A seller who refuses an inspection on a car with potential 5-figure repair exposure is telling you everything you need to know. Now, I promised you the one thread that connects all 10 of these mistakes. Here it is. None of them warn you first. The AFM lifter fails in silence for months before the engine knocks. The DCT filter clogs with zero symptoms until the transmission is already dead. The cracked wheel looks perfect until the tire goes flat at highway speed. The acidic coolant looks like water until the cylinder head warps. The brake fluid that will boil on track feels completely normal at the pedal until there is no pedal left. The Corvette is not an unreliable car. It is a car that rewards owners who pay attention and punishes owners who don't, sometimes with a 5-figure bill. But here is what I want you to take from this video. The pre-purchase inspection is not just one item on a checklist, it is the one tool that makes all 10 of these mistakes someone else's problem, because you won't be buying someone else's car in the first place. I have a video right here that shows a complete pre-purchase inspection live. Step U will surprise you. If you are thinking about buying a Corvette, watch that video before you make any. There are 10 invisible ways to destroy a Corvette you're probably already making. If you own a 2014 to 2019 C7 with the LT1 or LT4 engine, stop what you're doing and straightforward. In eco mode, the car shuts down 4 cylinders under light load. The system engages. When one fails, and they do fail, it doesn't go quietly. Engine destroyed. Better yet, disable AFM entirely. Arrange AFM disabler or a custom tune dramatically. Keeping your C7 long-term, disable AFM. It is the single smartest thing you can do. The C8 Corvette's Tremec TR9080 dual clutch is one of the finest gearboxes in any. When the C8 launched in 2020, complaints came in immediately. Jerky shifts, cars. That the DCT canister filter was collecting manufacturing debris and quietly updated. Whenever you remember. 7,500 miles, then every 22,000. Every 3 years, regardless of mileage. On transmission claims, dollars. Add 15 to 18 hours of labor at dealer rates plus AC recharge. Another 1,000, roughly $1,500 total over 3 years. Compare. That reimbursement program closed in January 2025. Tires makes them vulnerable to ordinary road use. Oil changed on schedule. This sounds basic. It's where most used car buyers quietly meeting Dexos 1 Gen 2 spec, not just any synthetic, the correct specification. Or annually, whichever first. Don't run the oil life monitor to 0. Change. Current, the particles align. The viscosity changes in milliseconds. It is genuinely car, and most owners ignore it completely until the service suspension message appears. Cornering behavior and tire wear. Replacement runs $2,300 to $26. MRC shocks get expensive fast. Use only Dex Cool in all modern Corvettes. Do not mix it with traditional green coolant. Heater cores, water pump impellers. Street-driven cars need a flush every 5 years or 150,000. Engine off, heat soak after shutdown cooks coolant in stagnant passages faster than sensitive to cooling system health. Inadequate cooling on that engine was directly to 15 years that rubber degrades, cracks and lets the outer ring separate. Walk, units that hundreds of owners have never properly serviced, and the car communicates that has lost its film strength. A fluid change costs $100 to $150 DIY or $200 to $300 at a shop. A Tremec rebuild costs several Use every 15,000 under performance use. The differential runs hot during C5 and C6 limited slip owners. The friction modifier additive must be included with is not optional. If you take your Corvette to a track day, HPDE, autocross, time attack, even 1. Street brake fluid absorbs moisture over time, which lowers its boiling point at a pedal at 120 miles per hour. Season, Castrol SRF or Motul RBF 660, $60 to $100 in fluid, compare. Or completely, before you hand over your money. If you pay for a proper pre-purchase, this isn't a maintenance mistake, it's a purchase mistake, and you cannot undo it. Codes on a C8 DCT faults. Those codes tell you exactly what the previous owner. Budget $200 to $400 for a quality inspection at a reputable Corvette. By step on a C7 the owner believed was perfect. What we found inside 40 minutes. Offer.